Yeah, good morning and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube. Iyun Tolinon. Today's Simon is Simon Kuf Lamed Dalid. Kuf Lamed Hey, sorry, 135. Um, one of the halachas brings over here, halacha Yud Bey, the Ir Shakula Kohanim, a city made up entirely of Kohanim. Ari Miklat used to be like that. So what do you do? If there's one Yisrael, so then the Yisrael gets the Kohen Aliyah. He gets the first Aliyah. Because it brings Darche Shalom, because there's hundreds of Kohanim, they're all Kohanim, a shul full of Kohanim. So it makes peace between the Kohanim and the Yisrael gets it. That's settled, right? Instead of saying, okay, this Kohen gets it, then it looks bad. Why this Kohen? Now the other Kohanim. Let's make peace with the Kohanim. No one will get the Aliyah. No one is jealous of anyone else. Get the Yisrael, and therefore no one's jealous. And the rest of the Aliyahs will go to the Kohanim. Now, and the same thing by Levium, it applies also. Now the problem is that the reason that a Kohen gets the first Aliyah in Shul is not just we want to honor the Kohanim. It's a drasha in the Gemara. The Gemara says a kiddush though. You have to honor the Kohen. It says in Parshas Emor, honor. You have to give him kedusha the Kohanim. He is in charge in the Beis Hamikdash of bringing your karbonos. So to honor him, you give him one of the ways of honoring him is to give him the first Aliyah in Shul. It's also to let him lead a zimun, things like that. Or at a meal, you give him the plate of food first, serving bowl first, take first the first mana, the first portion. These are ways of honoring the Kohen. So how could we abrogate that because of making peace? Darkei Shalom, maybe Darabana, not Doraisa. So the answer is that, as I explained in the halachas in the Siyas Kapayim, that there's two halachas by Kohanim. There's one aspect of Kohanim that they are holier than everybody else, holier than thou. They're sanctimonious. They're holier than thou, because Riba Behen Torah mitzvah. The Torah gave them special mitzvos, and the more mitzvos you have, the more holy you are, because the more enjoyment you have, the more kedusha you have. They can't marry a gerusha, they can't be metamel amesim, things like that. And then there's a second thing of Kohanim where we treat them specially, not because of their exalted status in terms of extra mitzvos, the Riba Behen mitzvos, but because of gratitude to what the Kohanim do. The Kohanim, in the time of the Beis Hamikdash, they bring your karbonos. They couldn't get jobs. Their jobs would be to stay in the Beis Hamikdash and bring your karbonos for you. So in honor and recognition, to pay them back for what they're doing, so you give them honor, right, in order to placate them for what they're doing, that they have to not get a job and they have to serve in the Beis Hamikdash. So you give them honor. You let them get the first aliyah in shul. You let them lead zimon. You let them speak first. You let them get the first portion at the meal. These are things that are done to show gratitude, the debt of gratitude to the Kohanim, not because they're greater than anybody else. So, as I said, that is subject to mechila, right? The halacha at the end of Siman Kuf Chav Ches 128, whether a Kohen can be mochel, right? You're not supposed to a Kohen is not supposed to serve you. He shouldn't be a waiter and serving you at a meal. What if he's mochel? He says it's okay. So, right? So I was saying that it depends, and the halacha really depends whether it's something degrading for the Kohen. Then he can't be mocha. It's not degrading for the Kohen. Being a waiter, I'll get a nice tip. That's not degrading. A lot of people are waiters. So he could be mocha, and he could serve you in certain instances. So I said the distinction over there is that when you're degrading the Kohen, so that's a dishonor to the concept of kahuna. The whole concept of kahuna is that they're greater, and you can't do that. When it's just a service, he's providing a service to you. So technically you're supposed to service him because he's servicing you in the Beis Hamikdash. You're supposed to service him. But if he wants to forego that service, if you want to give a debt of gratitude to someone, the person says it's okay. Thanking me is enough with words. You don't have to give me anything. So technically, give me mochel on that because he's placated. You're appeasing him by offering it. And if he says that's enough, that's enough. He's appeased. The whole point is why he's placated because he has to serve in the Beis Hamikdash. So here also, the idea of that he gets the first aliyah is not a din because he's special. The first aliyah is because you want to show the debt of gratitude to him. So therefore, when it's gonna result in darkei shalom, result in peace, so then right, it's better that the Yisrael gets the aliyah in a city full of kohanim because it's gonna appease the kohanim better because they're not gonna be jealous of each other. So that's not a situation where you're supposed to honor the Kohen because the Yisrael honoring 100 Kohanim, but you're really dishonoring them because they're going to be jealous of each other. So therefore, it makes sense the Yisrael should get it in that case because that will be more appeasing to the Kohen. Than one Kohen gets it, 99 Kohanim are very dismayed and disgruntled that the other Kohen took their place. That's the conclusion of today's share. I hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next one.